like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel.
Have you ever felt like you're following a script, but you didn't write it? You know, these invisible rules in your head that kind of dictate what you can and can't do? Well, today we're going to find that script, tear it up, and figure out how to become the author of your own story. Let's dive in. It really all starts with this one simple question. Are the stories you're telling yourself acting as the foundation for your success, or are they the walls of a cage? This is the big idea we're going to unpack together. And here's our game plan for how we're going to do it. First, we'll look at these invisible blueprints. Then we'll get into finding the faults. After that, it's all about challenging the foundation, drawing new plans, and finally, stepping into that role of becoming the architect.
So, just imagine for a second that your life is a building. Well, your beliefs are the architectural plans, those invisible blueprints that decided how the whole thing was constructed. The thing is, most of us are just living in the building without ever stopping to examine the plans it was built on.
So what exactly is a limiting belief? Well, think of it as a rule you've accepted as true that basically puts a ceiling on what you can achieve. And here's the most important part. It's not a fact, it's a conviction. It feels true deep down, but that doesn't actually mean it is.
Do any of these sound a little familiar? Yeah, these aren't some abstract ideas. They're the thoughts that can run on a loop in our heads every single day. Believing I'm not creative stops you from picking up that paintbrush. Thinking it's too late keeps you from even looking at that new career path. These beliefs are active forces shaping our reality right now.
Okay, so how do we actually find these faulty blueprints? This next part is all about becoming a detective of your own mind. It's time to, grab a flashlight, put on a hard hat, and go inspect the very foundations of your thinking for any cracks. So here's a simple 3-step inspection you can do. First, just listen to your own language. Words like always, never, or I can't, those are huge red flags. They signal a really rigid belief. Second, follow the frustration. Where in your life do you feel stuck? That feeling is often a big signpost pointing directly to one of these faulty beliefs. And finally, trace it back. Ask yourself, wait a minute, where did I even learn this? So often, these beliefs aren't even ours to begin with. We pick them up in childhood from family, teachers, or just the world around us. Knowing it's just a secondhand story is the first step to realizing it's not your truth.
All right, once you've identified a belief, the next step is to put it on trial. You've probably been accepting this thing as a fact for years, but now it's time for you to be the lawyer and really challenge its validity. You're not just accepting the blueprint anymore, you're stress testing it. Let's see how this works. Take that classic belief, I'm terrible at public speaking. Instead of just letting that thought run the show, you cross-examine it. Is that 100% true always? Can you think of even one time you explained an idea well to a friend? What's the evidence, no matter how small, that goes against this belief? This whole process just starts poking holes in its authority until the entire thing starts to crumble. Now, for the exciting part. We've taken apart the old, faulty blueprints. It's time to get out a fresh sheet of paper and start drawing the new plans for the reality you actually want to build. This is where you switch from being the critic to being the creator.
In this rewriting process, it's all about action. So instead of I'm terrible at public speaking, you define the opposite. I am becoming a clear and confident communicator. Then you go on a hunt for new evidence to back that up. Every small win, every successful conversation becomes proof. And finally, and this is key, you act as if it's already true. You sign up to give that short presentation. You speak up in that meeting. Your actions are what will cement that new belief into your reality. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? You are not a victim of your thoughts, but the architect of your mindset. You hold the pen. It's just such a powerful reminder that you have agency here. You're the one in the driver's seat. And that brings us to our final section. Look, this isn't just some one-time mental exercise. This is about adopting a whole new way of living. A life where you are the conscious, deliberate architect of your own experience. You're constantly reviewing and improving your own mental blueprints. Ultimately, if you take one thing away, let it be this. The world you experience is a direct reflection of the beliefs you hold. So if you want to change your world, you don't start out there. You start in here. You choose your beliefs consciously. And that brings us all the way back to you. You now know that you hold the pen. You know you're the architect. So the only question left is, what new blueprint will you design for your life, starting today? What's the very first line you're going to draw?